All right, let's talk about stress. Today we're going to go way beyond just managing it. We are diving deep into how to fundamentally rewire your nervous system. The goal? To build a real, lasting sense of safety from the inside out, so that calm isn't something you're always chasing, but it's just where you live. It's your home base.
So let's just start with the big question, the one that probably got you to click on this. Why do you feel stuck in survival mode? You know that feeling, right? That constant low-grade hum of anxiety, always feeling braced for something bad to happen, even when logically you look around and everything is fine. If that sounds familiar, well, you're in the right place. We're about to figure out exactly why that is.
Okay, so before we can fix a problem, we really have to get what's going on under the hood. The reason you feel so stuck is because, in a very real biological way, your nervous system is trapped. Let's take a look at the mechanics of this internal prison, because once we understand it, we can find the key.
Think of your nervous system kind of like a car with two main gears. You've got the sympathetic system, that's your fight or flight mode. It's the gas pedal. It's designed to gun it and save your life if a lion jumps out. Then you've got the parasympathetic system, that's your rest and digest mode. That's the brake pedal. It's where you heal, you feel good, you connect, you relax. The whole problem we're talking about is being stuck with that gas pedal slammed to the floor all day long, even when the car is just parked in the garage. It's exhausting.
Now, right here, this is the absolute game-changing piece of the puzzle. The reason your gas pedal is stuck down has almost nothing to do with what is actually happening in your life right this second.
And here's the punchline. Your nervous system is basically a prediction machine. It's always scanning, always anticipating. So it reacts to what it perceives and what it anticipates might happen. If you see a tiger, your body floods with stress chemicals, right? That's a good thing. But what if your system has been trained from past experiences to see a fluffy little golden retriever and perceive it as a tiger? You get the exact same biological panic. Chronic anxiety is basically just living in constant anticipation of a tiger that never ever shows up.
And this brings us to a really frustrating point for a lot of people. You've probably tried stuff, meditation, breath work, maybe yoga or ice baths, and they help for a minute, but then that anxiety just creeps right back in. Let's use a metaphor to really get why these tools, as good as they are, often don't create that lasting change we're looking for.
So, I want you to imagine your nervous system is a boat. And right now, that boat has a hole in it. The water that's constantly pouring in, that's all the stress, the anxiety, the overwhelm. Now, all those popular tools, the breath work, the meditation, they're like buckets, and they are fantastic buckets. They're great for bailing out the water and keeping you from sinking. But as long as that hole is there, you are going to be bailing water forever. And man, that is a tiring way to live. And this is where the metaphor really clicks into place. The boat, that's your system. The water, that's the stress. The bucket is your coping tool. But the hole, the source of the leak, what is that? That is an old subconscious belief that you are fundamentally unsafe in the world. So real healing, it's not about getting better at bailing water. It's about learning how to finally patch the hole.
So how in the world do we patch that hole? Well, this is the heart of what we're talking about today. I'm going to lay out a clear 5-step, actionable plan to find those old, unsafe beliefs and start step by step replacing them with a real, felt sense of safety in your body. This is the blueprint.
Okay, here's the whole plan at a glance. First, you gotta name it. Identify that belief that's keeping you stuck. Second, you choose a tiny, almost ridiculously small action that directly contradicts that belief. Third, and listen, this is the hardest and most important part, you stay present with the discomfort that action brings up, but you do it with gentleness. Fourth, you consciously look for and celebrate the evidence that you did the thing and you were okay. And fifth, you just repeat and repeat. You're building a new, safer superhighway in your brain.
Let's just zoom in on step 3 for a second, because this is where so many of us get it wrong. We're taught to just power through being uncomfortable, right? To white-knuckle it. But forcing it, gritting your teeth, judging yourself for being scared, that harsh approach actually screams to your nervous system. See, I told you, this is dangerous. But the gentle approach, meeting that fear with curiosity, with kindness, that sends a totally different message. It tells your body that the threat is actually over, and it allows that old pattern to finally relax and release.
Okay, theory is great, but this work actually happens in the real world, in daily practice. So let's make this super concrete. We're going to walk through some of the most common, unsafe beliefs people have and the specific, tiny actions you can start practicing literally today to build a whole new reality for your nervous system.
Let's start with a big one. This belief fuels so much of our modern burnout culture. It's that deep-seated fear that the second you stop pushing, the moment you actually rest,
everything you've worked so hard for will just collapse. Like your whole world is held together only by your constant effort.
Now, the counteraction has to be small enough to actually do. We're not talking about a week-long vacation here. Just this, 10 minutes. Sit down and do nothing. No phone, no tidying up, just be. And your body is going to scream, "This is dangerous, get up!" But you sit with it gently. And when those 10 minutes are over and you look around and the world has not in fact unraveled, your nervous system gets one tiny, crucial piece of new evidence. Okay, maybe rest isn't a threat after all.
All right, here's another classic, especially for all you people pleasers out there. The core belief that your belonging, your safety in relationships, is conditional. That if you set a boundary, if you say no, people will get mad, they'll reject you, and they'll leave you all alone.
So how do you rewire this? It's so beautifully simple. You don't start by saying no to your boss or your mother-in-law. You build the no muscle in tiny, low-stakes ways. When the cashier asks if you want a bag, you say, "No, I'm good, thanks." And when they don't banish you from the store for life, you're physically building a new neural pathway. You're teaching your body, one tiny little rep at a time, that saying no doesn't lead to abandonment. It actually leads to safety.
So as we move toward the end here, I want to completely reframe the goal of all this work. Because the point isn't to achieve some mythical, permanent state of blissful calm where nothing ever bothers you. The real prize is something way more useful and, frankly, way more human.
But real quick, before we get there, let's just be honest that sometimes this process gets stuck. If that happens, check in with these 3 things. 1. Are you going too deep, too fast? The goal is to stretch your capacity, not snap it. 2. Are you trying to do it all by yourself? We're social animals. Healing happens in safe connection with others. And 3, and this is so important, is your environment actually unsafe? Sometimes your alarm system is ringing because there's a real fire. The work then is to get out of the burning building, not try to meditate through the smoke.
And here it is. This is the goal. This is the whole point. We don't want a system that's flat and always calm. Life is going to throw stuff at us. We need to be able to meet it. A healthy nervous system is responsive. It can hit the gas pedal to deal with a challenge, and then, this is the magic part, it can gracefully hit the brake and return to a state of calm and connection when the challenge is over. It's about having a brake pedal that works just as well as the gas.
So, as we wrap up, the theory part is over and your practice begins. I want to leave you with this one question. Just take a look at the landscape of your own life, at those anxieties that are always running in the background. Which unsafe belief is calling out to you? Which one feels just a little bit ready to be challenged? And what tiny opposite action can you take, maybe even today, to begin patching that hole and showing your nervous system what it truly feels like to finally be safe?